This video was sponsored by Enhance, NeoWatt, ABRP, Elbilmek, Kempower and EB Hub. Yo, what's up? Today we're going to make a first impression video of this Xpeng L03 in the China market. It's called Mona. Over here we don't use that name, but just in case you guys are wondering, yes, this is L03. It's the Performance Ultra. It's the top trim you see here, but despite that it costs only 416k NOK. So yeah, we can start maybe with the externals. So pop the frunk and then okay, here. So okay, they try to make this not so expensive, but still very, very premium. For example, we have head-up display with AR and also the blind spot thing. But just first thing I noticed is that these buttons, okay, they don't feel as premium as, for example, the G6 or G9, right? So it's kind of plastic-ish, but still looks nice. And then here, the frunk in the all-wheel drive is 44 liters. In the rear-wheel drive, it's 89 liters. So it's, I mean, it's not that big. Yeah, this is the all-wheel drive here. So, but you can at least put some cables there. And let me check here. Good placement on the washer fluid. And then I think that's pretty much it. If you want to access other stuff, you have to start removing panels, just like the Tesla. Wait, well, this is really hard to remove. Okay, whatever. Let me just close it. And also, is it easy to close? Yeah, relatively easy. When it comes to drag coefficient, when I saw it, I was like, ooh, this seems to be aerodynamic. Yes, drag coefficient is 0.228 or 0.23 roughly. So that should be good for efficiency, right? It seems like Xpeng, we just happen to have one here, over here, the P7 Plus. Lately, they've been focusing on efficiency. Maybe not the G9 over there is the most efficient out there, but also here you have X9, yeah, the beast from the east. But okay, back to this, what you guys want to see. Is this an SUV? I think I would call it a crossover. It's like, yeah, I mean, it's smaller than, for example, a Model Y or, well, the G6, obviously. But okay, let me show you in the trunk first. So it has this interesting back. Ultra, it says. All right. And then just press there. So I brought the laser cannon with me, so I'm going to measure some stuff. Maybe this is already online, but okay, let me measure it anyway. So the length here is 88.8, width 101 centimeters, and then height here, if that matters, is it there? 64 centimeters. And you can open up this part here, and then you get a little bit more space here. But then the front part, wow, it even has some soundproofing there, huh? Okay, nice. But the front here cannot be opened up. So then they have lots of storage holes, like here you have, what is this? What the heck is that? Seems to be a connector. Okay, but let me put this back there. But we also have a 12-volt outlet here, the only 12-volt outlet supposedly. But you know what I think? That eventually we should get only USB-C. A powerful enough USB-Cs. Yeah, then there's no need for this big, bulky, quite outdated standard. But at least it's there. And then we have subwoofer in the back there. And then maybe this matters. Maybe this is what normally is not measured. What is the diagonal opening here? 90 centimeter. Loading height is around 75 centimeters. So it's not that high. But yeah, what should I say? How many banana boxes do you think we can fit in here? Well, a typical SUV can fit around 8 boxes. Here it seems like, well, the sloping end also, I'll show you. I'm guessing only 6 boxes. So there's like the downside if you pick one of these versus the bigger SUVs. Let me check here. Charge port is on the right side, it's just manual. And then the back, what, does this resemble a Porsche, kinda? But then actually more and more cars nowadays, they get this continuous line in the back here. I like it. All right, and then maybe check also the rear. Well, here we have this, it's kind of dark in here. We have a little shelf here, but it's behind the driver's seat, but not on that side. But at least you can put a laptop or something here. It seems to be okay space. And let me check here, Isofix. Okay, you kind of need to just feel it with your finger. I can feel the hooks here, the metal stuff inside, but maybe not the best solution. Daddy Bjorn is like, it kind of works. And then here you can also go upright one step there, and then you can go more laid back. And then here we have the center with cup holder. Behind here we have a little button. This is the first Xpeng to get the 40-20-40 split, so you can have the ski opening here, big ski opening, just like the German cars. What is this hole? Oh, okay, it's for the car seat, the child seat. Very nice. How's the headroom here? Now we are in the laid back position. Oh, it's not a fist, it's more like 2 or 3 fingers. But then what if I go more upright? You just have to do this. If you need more space in the trunk, for example, well, then you're actually in the sunroof area. Then you get about a fist. So yeah, long people, tall people, you can go more upright. Then you get more headroom. And then in the center seat, okay, you kind of rub into this part. If you lean a bit more forward, then you get in the glass area, and then you also get around a fist of clearance. It seems like the seat height is pretty good. Let me measure it. Well, 34 centimeters. Okay, maybe not class leading. Some of the other cars, they have around 38 centimeters, but I feel like I'm sitting in okay position. I can also put the feet a bit under the front seat here, so I don't feel like I'm sitting too much up like this. And then seat width is roughly 135 centimeters. Yeah, that's okay. And then you see here, this opening here, this is because of the new regulation in China, is that the door actually is just a physical door. It's not the electronic door that you have. So yeah, maybe that's good for you, right? And then here, little pocket there. Here we can put some accessories for, I don't know, a tablet holder. And then we have only one USB-C there. And then air vents. Yeah, I can feel it everywhere I touch now that it is a bit plastic, you know. The G6 and G9 and even the P7 Plus, they have more premium feel over this, but I mean, it's still good. You don't have to save money. It's not metal, it's just plastic. All right, driver's area. We have a big door pocket here. Wow. Yeah, should be able to hold bottles and whatever other things you want to put in there. And we can adjust the seats here. We have the lumbar adjustment here, tilting, so physical buttons, that's great. And then inside you see we have some nice ambient light. It goes all the way there. And you see here, this is new with Xpeng, is that you have a new OS now, and it's Google-based navigation. Well, it seems like we are just in a demolished area. Okay, let me see. So you can do some adjustment here. You see here, we have massage, and actually, well, okay, we go here. Buttocks. Okay, start. We actually have butt massage. Oh yeah, Xpeng Bjorn approves. And you can choose different programs here. Yeah, this is proper Chinese massage, unlike that German car massage that just feels like a cat is tapping you. But okay, let me see, we turn it off for now. So if you go home here, and then, what is it, home again? How do you bring out the whole thing again? Oh, well, but I'm going to just show you here. We have some nice hotkeys here. We have all the settings, like you know it from Xpeng before. But this is supposed to just a new system that they are going to roll out now in the new cars. But okay, I'm going to show you here. We have a head-up display. It's always tricky to film that. There, okay. And then, okay, I'm going to demonstrate. When I put the car in drive now, when you look at that, when you put on the blinker, you will see the blind spot warning in the header display, just like in the X9 and in the P7 Plus. This is awesome. And also when you put the car in reverse, you get the reverse image there on the header display. This is wonderful because that's where your vision is right now, right? So instead of looking at something down here, maybe in a Tesla or maybe down here in the Korean cars, you want to look at the blind spot warning here where your vision is. So this is way better in my opinion. And then here we have one wireless charging pad, but only one for some reason. The other one is just a dead pad, but at least this side here is ventilated. And then we have, I don't know, a little area. Can I show you? Like, you can put something here also. It has supposedly lots of small pockets. Here we have a relatively big center console. We have one USB-C and one USB-A there. And then also this, I call it the bridge design, which is beneath here. You can also put some stuff here. You see that even here in the center part, there is this opening here, about a fist depth. There are plenty of small holes which you can put stuff in. And the headroom here is plenty. And just like in the other Xpengs, you also get the vanity mirror here, quite big. But also on this side here, I mean, this is awesome. Wifey loves this. And why not? Since we have a fairly big sun visor, then why not just put a big mirror there with lights also? And the seats that look and feel great to sit in. We have, of course, as I displayed, massage, but also we have ventilation and some side support. But I mean, it fits my fat ass perfectly, but possibly not the best sport seat, but it's more for comfort. And this is not a speaker. It's just this mount for accessories. You can put several things here, different whatever you like, right? Here and also over here. And even though this is the not so premium car, unlike the other more expensive cars, I still feel like the interior here is nice. This is soft. Okay, maybe not the double glazed windows, but still that you get ambient light, header display, soft materials, the nice steering wheel also in the P7 Plus with its buttons here and the scroll wheels here with nice resistance. That is amazing. What about gear stalk? Oh, it has nice resistance, I like it. And then park there and then here. Yeah, this style that doesn't physically go all the way up, but it has a hard and a soft. Great. So there you guys have it, the Xpeng L03. It seems to be a very good car for the money. I have to test it, of course, but based on what I know from some of the other Xpengs, I think this should be fairly efficient with a drag coefficient. Also, it seems like the drivetrain that Xpengs are developing lately, they actually make them efficient. So it doesn't have the biggest battery. This is only 400 volts, but it can still go from 10 to 80% in 20 minutes. And that's roughly as fast as many other 800 volt cars even, you know? So yeah, can't wait to test it. Maybe we can already test it by the end of this year. So that's gonna be for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching and talk to you later.